And we are back. This is still New Day right here on TV3. Thank you so much for choosing us this morning. And this is the big issue where we get into the pertinence issues of the day. Remember, we're still cashing out this morning. It is *439 hash, *439 hash. Make sure you're picking option 2. For TV3, it'll cost you 5 cedis to play, and you too could be walking away with 2,000 Ghana cedis going straight onto your mobile device. Play as many times as you wish, play as many times as you can to increase your chances of winning 2,000 Ghana cedis this morning. It is *439 hash. If you don't play, you don't win. Keep on playing. *439 hash. Now, this morning, we've tabled 2 very important issues. We're going to be discussing the detention of Chairman Wontumi. He's NPP's regional chairman, and that's in the Ashanti region. Dr. Baumia has waded into the conversation, former vice president, that is, and he's urging Iyoko to respect Chairman Wontumi's rights. We'll dissect that matter in due course. We'll also take a look at embattled Chief Justice Torkonoo's bid to overturn the suspension. Well, that's been rejected by the Supreme Court. What happens next? We'll get into that as well. My guest this morning, Nanaya Achimpemjantwa. She's a presidential staffer. I'll also have Rodalyn Imoro Ayana, public interest advocate. Dr. Samuel Efrie is a political analyst who will also be joining us via Zoom in due course. And we'll also have some legal perspectives from Justice Abdullah, and he's a private legal practitioner. We'll kick things off this morning with the subject of the detention of Chairman Wontumi. But I'd like you to take a look at a few clips before we dissect that matter. We'll be taking a look at former President Akufo-Addo's response to the issue of Akunta mining, whether or not Akunta mining was involved in Galamsey. We're taking a trip down memory lane. And then we'll also take a look at Honorable Kofi Ama-Boa, Lands and Natural Resources Minister, as far as Akunta mining is concerned. You recall some months back he had a very emotional reaction to some of the findings. And then we'll take you also to what Chairman Wontumi had to say at the precincts of the CID headquarters. Let's take a look. When we come back, we sink our teeth into these matters.
Let me respond briefly to the chairperson on the issue of illegal mining. I want to assure him and all of you that Akunta mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak. We will continue to work to ensure that this situation remains permanent. This government is determined to win the fight against Galamsey, no matter the cost in effort.
Sorry. As you may recall, in our previous engagement, I stated that under the leadership of His Excellency President John Mahama, we remain unwavering in our commitment to eradicate the scourge of illegal mining, an environmental sin against humanity and against God. We promise to carry the good people of Ghana along with these periodic updates. And today I'm here to provide key developments in this fight. One of the most egregious cases we have uncovered involves Akunta Mining Company Limited, a company legally registered and granted a government lease to mine responsibly off reserve outside the forest. The company, however, does not possess an entry permit into the forest reserve of the Samabroy Enclave of the Western North region. Yet, investigations reveal that Akunta Mining has flagrantly abused this lease. In August, as you recall, in August 2022, the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the Ghana Police, made some arrests of persons associated with Akonta mining, encroaching on the forest reserves, specifically Compact 161. The docket was supposedly transferred to Accra for further action, and yet nothing was heard of it. This company has not only trespassed into protected reserves, but has become a criminal syndicate.
Na se menye galamse enti me de me lances no e de kire omo ama omo hunu ye de to so bio omo sa ka se me ye adwuma e wo forest eno so me ka kire omo se enye me a me nkonko ye adwuma e wo forest biya mu ba ye so omo evidence a omo betimi e de a kire me na emre bi me apply lances were ho nanso so Forestry Commission and the Lands Commission and the Mines Commission omo ye say omo de ho na Forestry Commission for so omo nhwe ho enti omo na ye custodian a omo ye responsible a omo hwe ho nko ho da ti so obi ye adwuma wo ho ne ade a enye medin mu enye bibia enumu ana ye wie ye no omo Emma bill two sureties.
All right, so you heard there that last clip there. That's Chairman Wontumi reacting to his latest arrest. And this was some days back at the CID headquarters. Well, the ladies are here. Rodalyn, Imoro, Ayana, Nanaya, Achimpim Janswa. Ladies, good morning. How are we doing?
Fine, thank you.
Rodalyn, how are we doing?
I'm fine. And yourself?
I'm doing
It's been
wonderful.
a while.
It's been a while.
Yes.
It's good to see you. Always good to be in the company of such powerful women. And Naya, I start off with you, and I see you already have your pen and paper out, and you are jotting down your notes.
Exactly what it
You're
is.
jotting down your notes. Now, a lot has been said about the arrest of Chairman Wontumi, and in fact, some other high-profile arrests, or shall I say interactions between national security and these members of the society. Now, the tag is Rambo Style.
What is Rambo Style?
Rambo Style. I'm sure you've heard that, and that's coming from the NPP. In fact, yesterday I was listening to Henry Nana Boachin of the NPP. He says Ghana is sliding back into dark days.
Hey.
How do you react to this?
Helen, good morning.
Good morning.
I don't even know how to respond, but before I start, let me say good morning to my Deputy General, Chief of Staff Operations, Honorable Standogbe, Colonel Issa. We call him Bashir, Colonel Bash, who is the MA, and Mr. Vincent Dubate. They are all working with us at the Flagstaff House. Me, I don't understand what you are saying. Good morning to yourselves, to our viewers. Good morning to my auntie. She's looking great. She's looking all green. So, which is the issue now? Rambo style or arrest?
Arrest and Rambo style.
Is it a Rambo style arrest?
What is Rambo style arrest?
So,
Is there anything in the constitution like that?
no, this has been coined.
It's in the law or something?
No, it's not
An
in
arrest
the law.
is an arrest. Do you get me? And the national security, police, all the security agencies, they have their own style of arrest. Some go silent, and depending on what it is, depending on what operation they are going to execute, the arrest styles are different. Some of them is very silent. You don't even know. Some, they come in force. It also depends on the kind of intelligence they have picked. You get me? The kind of person they are coming after. If you are going after somebody who is maybe a baron, a Pablo Escobar, you won't go with cutlasses, or you won't go quietly because you are expected to face some battle. Even in the US, in other places, when they are going for certain arrests, you see them in combat. Others to be silent, they just knock on your door and they are taking you away. So it depends on the operation that is at hand. So I don't understand what is Rambo style. Rambo as in the film Rambo. But Rambo is not here. So why are they saying Rambo style?
So that could these arrests be effected in a way that lessens some of the angst and noise? Because what happens is that operatives from national security will maybe go to the home of these persons. So I cite Chairman Wontumi, for example. The next thing you know, you have party supporters having swarmed the location. And then it appears that things start to escalate. Are there alternatives that can be explored?
Alternatives to what?
To minimize the tensions.
To minimize what? There's no tension. Nobody should create the impression that there is tension. If somebody hasn't done something right and the person is being arrested, that is it. When you go through the process, I never knew that Wontumi was such a coward.
Why do you say so, Nanaya?
Look at how he's behaving. Wontumi, with all the things he said, I have power, this, before you come to Ashanti region, you have to get permission for all the things that he said. I never knew. So Wontumi, who for say? He should man up and face it. Some of us, we face it, even women. Auntie here was invited. He should man up and stop behaving like some little boy. He should man up and face it. If that is what it is, face it. If you are innocent, at the end of the day, you come out innocent. You see, this one, it's not as if it's never happened before. Do you get me? Even him, now he can get party supporters to stand there. Before, if we rewind the clock of the hand of the clock of time, nobody could even come and support you because they were also in trouble. The MPP lined up NDC appointees everywhere from February onwards. Some people went to Yoko 150 times. Some people went to BNI, CID. Some they went BNI, Yoko, CID, investigation. Do you get me? And did anybody hear anything? Was there any drama around? You don't even know. For me, for instance, you don't know I ever went to CID, Yoko, BNI.
Apart from when you disclosed these stories to us.
Did you hear it? Nobody heard it. There was no drama. The MPP is just creating drama because they think this drama will save them. If you haven't done anything, you don't have to make noise.
It says drama.
Of course. That is what there's a drama around it. I saw them on TV at Yoko calling, making noise, saying this is not right. Do you get me? They were even calling out the name of the Yoko boss, Raymond, that they saw Raymond's car. Why Raymond does he report to them? If Raymond's car is parked there, you cannot get him on phone. Does he report to you? He does not. Because he's busy working. I don't see why the MPP is making noise about this. There are things that they have done that this is not even close to what they did to Ghanaians. And the people in NDC are Ghanaians, so the MPP, they are no more Ghanaians than people in CPP, people in NDC.
You say nobody's above the law.
But who is above the law? The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Do you get me? Out of it, we bring all manner of laws and allies and things like that. We have laws that pertains to what we do. Our daily, we are not in a jungle. So let the law work. The Chief Justice said that the law is the law. No matter the noises you make, the law is the law. So no matter the noises the MPP people they make, the law is the law. I mean, they are not the only people who have gone through it. So when the NDC was going through it from 2017, they went through it in 2001, and other people went through it. Auntie here wasn't NDC, she went through it. Are you then telling me that MPP, they are more human than the people who went through it? People who were even innocent. That even if you are found innocent, they put trump-up charges on you. Are they telling us that they are more Ghanaian? We are all Ghanaians. So if the blood in us has a name, when we cut our hands here, the blood that will come out, the name written on it is Ghana. So I don't see why they are making noise. Because you see, the point is that, sweetheart, it is because they have been left free. Nana B, he has NSS on his hand. He was the chairman. If he was going to answer questions, he would not be standing there talking like this. You all know about the NSS scandal, isn't
Indeed.
it? Yes, and I am surprised that everybody is behaving as if the MPP is a special breed of human beings. That's so special that you should treat them differently. This is not, you see, this is not a vendetta. This is not vengeance.
I was going to ask, is it tit for tat?
It is not tit for tat. You see, if they look into your books and we find out there's nothing, nobody will call you. Do you get me? If they look around you and it's found that there is nothing, nobody will call you. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, good morning to you, Your Excellency, sir. You are doing great. God bless you for Ghana. You see, he has brought code of conduct for his appointees. Did Nanado have code of conduct? Even they didn't care. They disrespected anything that was rule of law or procedure. And if you disrespect anything that is law and procedure, when the time comes, it will catch you. We have the president's appointees, we have a code of conduct that is our Bible. You've been giving copies. Me every day I read, and when I walk, I see whether I have breached number 1, number 2, number 3. Do you understand me? So if it is happening like this, I don't see why anybody is making noise. I don't see why there is drama, there is cantata around it. No, they should stop the cantata.
So these comments about slipping into the dark days, these comments about...
Which dark days?
This is in fact Nana B. He was speaking...
He should describe the dark days. If 8 years of MPP's governance in this country wasn't dark days, which one would be dark days? Helen, 8 years of MPP's governance in this country when there was a culture of silence. We were not in a junta, but there was a culture of silence. Those days were not described as dark days. That you put your money in an investment, government borrows it to work, at the end of the day, government cannot pay you. The most secure financial instrument in this nation became insecure because of incompetence. Today, do you see where the dollar CD is going? The people are even crying that they are begging His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to halt the appreciation of the CD. But me, I don't think so. He should not halt it. He should let it get to 1 to 1.
1 is to 1?
Yes. So that we will know that today good governance has come to Ghana. A good manager of the economy has come to Ghana. We never thought that we'd get something good like this. We never thought so because we were with people who didn't do anything good. You see, when you are with people who don't know anything and they don't do anything good, right? You always forget that there are good things. You get amnesia concerning your livelihood and your existence. But today, God willing, we have been able to get somebody, a Messiah for this nation, a second Kwame Nkrumah, who is changing the trajectory of events to make Ghana look good even on the international stage. Do you get me? And you are saying that this one is nothing, no.
You say much ado about nothing.
But why? If Yoko is so Yoko should be there. Yoko has to work. BNI has to work. They all, you see, they should man up. I never knew that these people were not courageous. We made a mistake by giving our nation to men who don't have courage. We didn't know. Men who don't have courage. They don't have courage. How can you run away? We all faced it too. Did you hear drama? All of us. Do you know how many people? Tevi, he faced it. William Tevi, NCA. If you know the circumstances around William Tevi, my own in-law, good morning, my in-law. His wife is my sister. There is Nkrumah. Do you understand? Mrs. Tevi is my sister. The husband, the circumstances around his life. He was jailed with those circumstances. Did he utter a word? Did anybody say anything? Did anybody even utter a word that, hey, this man has this situation, don't take him to where you are taking him? Alhaji Osman, Deputy National Security Coordinator in America, even when you sin and you are a security couple, they don't even put you in prison. Even policemen, and this one, did he sin or he didn't sin? We don't know. That's what they said. So, if your time has come, and you are facing it, go and face it. Me, I faced it. They went through all the issues. And I'm sitting here today. So if you haven't done anything, you think that you are being victimized, go and face it. They look through everything. You'll be fine. But you see, not in one breath you are Rambo. You say all big things. And in another breath, You behave as if you were a meek little child who is like a sheep. And that is Wontumi. Me, I never thought I saw Wontumi with all his bravery will hit his chest and say that you have brought me here, I am okay. Some of us, we hit our chest and say, no matter what it is, we go through it. And we went through it. And there was no drama. What were they doing at Yoko? Nobody would allow you in. Me, when I was put in BNI, people came there to
support you.
No, I'm saying that people, 1 or 2 people who didn't know where I was.
Right.
They were not allowed to see me. They stayed at the reception from morning till 12 midnight and they left. I was locked up. And even when you go ordinarily to even go and report, it's a lockup. You are sitting on a hard chair. Very hard metal chair. Do you get me? There's nobody, you don't have any solace. Me, I go, my hand is at my back like a nobody. Then I go through all the motions. There was a day I went through all the motions. They said, go and find somebody to bail you. And they didn't tell me what I have done. I had to go and call my auntie. I was kept there, detained. I want to go and call my auntie. A woman, no. I faced it. So Wontumi and whoever is going through this should face it. We have the security people. They are not evil. They are not, the word is not coming, but they will not molest you. You go through the process. So if you are innocent, nobody will victimize you. Go through the process. And we have a good president who is not prepared to victimize anybody. You see,
so these suggestions that there's a public perception of Rambo
which
style...
public perception? Have they done in this survey? Is it their MPP perception or public perception? Nobody should go public to it. The public, they don't even know that anything is going on because they are happy. They are enjoying what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing to change the trajectory of this country. The contours of this country, the economic contours. They are happy. They don't care about them. Because you see, we have given up on MPP. We have just given Ghana, we have given up on them. So they shouldn't say public, they want to pay public sentiments. Which public? Tell me which survey has been done. Let's go and see Musa Dankwa to do a survey for us. They will tell you they don't even know anything is going on. So Ellen, don't use public. It's not public. Just say MPP.
Nanaya, thank you for your preliminary thoughts. From what I gather from what Nanaya has said, this is much ado about nothing, and Chairman Wontumi simply has to avail himself to the processes. I'll also add that we have on Zoom at the moment, Dr. Samuel Efriye is a political analyst, and Doc, I'll come. Nanaya, we want to enhance the perspectives. That's right. That's why I have both of you in the studio.
You have 4 days for men. Then mix us. Because if you have 4 days for men, you are not bringing another man here. This is our time. Whether Zoom or not, it's still our time. We don't need the men to be here on Thursdays. So give the time to us to speak.
Nanaya, well noted.
So when he's talking, give him 5 minutes. This is not his stage.
Nanaya, I'm on the clock. Well noted. My watch is on.
Don't bring men here on Thursdays. Me, I've said don't bring men. You Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, men. Today to tomorrow to men. Why today is our day? You are bringing another man.
Nanaya, you're not wrong. Thursday is Ladies' Day, but of course we're platforming a myriad of perspectives, and that's why.
Find a woman lawyer and bring.
Doc, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'll come to you in due course. And Dr. Samuel Efriye is a political analyst, and he'll be giving us his perspectives also on the matters. But Rodalyn, let me come back in studio and speak to you. Your preliminary thoughts as well, just as Nanaya has done with the narrative that is swelling. In fact, former Vice President Dr. Bawumia has waded into the conversation. He says that, and I'll quote him here, that we should allow the Yoko to do its work transparently. I guess that you agree with his call. What about the other sentiments surrounding Chairman Wontumi's arrest? We saw the NPP mass up quite heavily at the precincts of Iyoko, some even threatening to stage a demonstration.
Who cares? They should go and sleep there. You should give them a mattress.
In fact, some requested a mattress to sleep there. I believe some.
Let me first say a very good morning to my Paramount Chief, Boku, that's the Naba Asigri Abugurago Azoka II.
Wow.
A man of peace, a man who has shown so much leadership in adversity. Nabana. We are talking about an issue that is very dear to the hearts of Ghanaians, Galamsey, and its recurring issues. Wontumi is being invited because of certain things that Iyoko feels did not go right in his company, Akunta, when it came to fighting Galamsey or illegal mining. I think that most of us in this country have heard Wontumi on numerous occasions, sounding very bravado, sounding very hard. He's come out to say he even has his own army. You know, he's a governor. He's a big guy. So one would have expected that if he was invited to Iyoko, small fry Iyoko, he would just have availed himself peacefully instead of trying to play hide and seek. I don't know what they mean by Rambo style, because I didn't see anybody touting guns around and, you know, getting people off the street or something to be able to get to him like Rambo did. Wontumi is not a small person. He is the chairman of the New Patriotic Party in their stronghold, that is Ashanti region.
That's right.
He holds a lot of power. And also, the case at hand is also a very, very dear case for Ghanaians. We also hold that case so dear to our hearts because pollution of our water bodies, mining in our forest zones, is bringing in so many issues. You're not looking at the financial side of it, but you're looking at the health implications. We're looking at children that are being birthed with deformities. No eyes, no mouth, no nose, 3 fingers, and the likes. We are looking at the food that all of us eat, the tubers, the vegetables. So if you go out there today and you buy cassava, you don't even know where it's coming from. It's a root crop. It's coming from the forest area. So you can imagine the type of metals that we are all consuming. Some of us might think that we are buying bottled water or we are buying Perrier water from abroad. But you forget that the ordinary contombre that you might go to the market to buy has metal in it. And these are things that are being caused by illegal miners, of whom Iyoko feels Wontumi is part of. So going to look out for Wontumi is something that has to be done, and he has to avail himself. And people will have to understand that you have to answer for your sins. You can't run away. We can't have a media trial of this issue. For the MPP to mass up in front of Iyoko, burning tires, making all type of pronouncements, attacking media men. This is not what an opposition or a group that just left governance less than 6 months ago should be seen to be doing. They should be law-abiding, make sure that Wontumi abides by the rules. I don't think that Iyoko has done anything wrong. Like Nanaya said, everyone has a way of inviting people, of arresting people. I had a call on a Sunday, which you would normally say is not a working day. I had handcuffs being dangled in front of me to put fear in me. You understand? But upon all that, I walked in there and I walked out. You understand? Wontumi has nothing to fear if he feels he has done nothing wrong. The MPP has nothing to fear if they believe that their chairman has done nothing wrong. I think that we should begin to ask ourselves questions. And I am asking the vice president, the former vice president, what he has seen that has not been done properly. I don't think that they maltreated Wontumi in any way. And the rule of law is working. They are just questioning him. And that's all there is to it. And he must rest assured that Wontumi will be taken through this whole procedure according to law. No one is going to do any kangaroo court issue in this case. So I am of the view that politicians should stay out when criminal cases are being leveled against their followers. Because you see, you may not know everything about a particular person. Outwardly, you might see the person as an upright person, but inwardly, you might not know. So I think that the vice president should stay out, allow the laws to work, and all other people. And like Nanaya said, I was surprised to see Nana B. You know.
You were surprised, you say?
Yeah, because, you know, Nana B, you have this National Service Secretariat issue on your head. We've not even dealt with you yet. And sometimes I ask myself, I said, maybe we might as well go to the to the Ghana Law School and find out his scripts. Is he really a lawyer? Did he really qualify as a lawyer? Because sometimes he just blabs, you know, and you ask yourself, you must know some of the pronouncements that you make. You may take them lightly, but your foot soldiers may not take them lightly. So when you incite through speech, you are creating a bigger problem for the country.
Is that what you are seeing then in
that is what I was, yes.
An incitement of supporters.
An incitement of supporters.
Is it to derail the...
of course, to derail.
To derail the actions
we are
of
having
national security.
We are having some MPP members even threatening to go out naked.
They said a naked demonstration.
A naked demonstration. And I said they're free to come naked. Some people will also meet them with nyash. Simple. Naked, you come, we'll also meet you with nyash. If that's the way they want to go. You're looking at me? That's where we've gotten to. When a whole, political party that has led this country for 8 years, when an organizer decides to say we are going naked, we will have a naked demonstration. What are you expecting the NDC to also do? Not to come out and face you, but we don't want that. We don't want that. The law is the law and must take its course. This whole thing is not going to stop Iyoko from investigating criminals or alleged criminals. It's not going to stop them. They're going to do what is right by law. So I believe that Chairman Wontumi will have his day in court if it so happens that he has to face the law, or he will be set free. And for those who are saying that 50 million and some sureties that have been placed on him as bail
right.
is too much. For a man who has good friends and who can come on a TV station with gold bars and who can sit and say, I have 100 houses. Oh, I have 69 here and there. He's boasting about his wealth. He came, you are going to an invitation to answer for some criminal charge. And you go there and looking so plush and everything. Charlie, he will have friends who will be able to post this bail bond. I don't think that is too much.
You say looking so plush. We understand subsequently, after some hours of interrogation, he was taken ill. He was found quite ill.
Remember when the Asante Hene, he had a case with Asante Hene and he was supposed to go? He feigned illness. He feigned illness.
What are you implying, Rodela?
I'm just implying that that is another of his tricks. For someone who can always sit on his radio station or his TV station, Wontumi TV, and blab and talk and insult everybody, including the president of the day, the vice president, the president's wife, everybody, and then you go for interrogation just 6 hours? 6 hours and already you think that you should feign sickness? Yeah, it's just started. It's just started. I think that Wontumi should be man enough and bold enough to face the music like everybody else will do. So long as there is a case against anyone in this country, every one of us will face the music. That will inform us to know that the next time you have an opportunity to serve a country, you will serve that country with due diligence and also be very prudent and very measured in your pronouncements.
Rodelyn, thank you for your thoughts on this. Let me go to Dr. Samuel Efri, political analyst. Doc, welcome to the Lioness's Den. Good morning.
Yes, good morning and good morning to Nanaya. I won't talk too much, so she should not worry.
Yes, you've been put on a strict time, so I come directly.
Father's Day is coming, Father's Day is coming, so you just give me some few minutes to be with you.
Okay. Most certainly.
Okay.
Most certainly.
And greetings to you, my beautiful ladies there, and good to be with you for a few minutes, as Nanaya would suggest.
Doc, thank you in advance for that. Let's dive straight in then. I've gotten the preliminary thoughts of Nanaya and also Rodelyn on the matters arising as far as the issues of Chairman Wontumi, his detention, subsequent arrest are concerned. I'll take your thoughts as well. And also add in that the sentiments of the minority include that these Rambo-style arrests, that's how they have coined it, have become one too many. They also throw out issues of political persecution. From where you sit, looking at the optics, looking at what both sides are saying, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Helen, greetings to you as well and your viewers. You know, as we are looking at the political aspect, treating political appointees has not been as a new thing. So what Chairman Wontumi is going through is not something that is new, and that is what most of our state institutions has been used for all these while in terms of when there's a change in government and where political appointees are supposed to, or whoever that is concerned, are supposed to be questioned about their actions and inactions. So in the political perspective, this is not new of these state institutions, how they are handling some of these appointees. You know, but sometimes there might be a little bit of excess, even though they might not flout any law, because for now, we cannot say that the Yoko has flouted any law. But, you know, some people tend to think that the things has to be in a different form, in a different way. And we are using the word Rambo style. I think Rambo is an actor, you know, but doing his movies, the way he handles some of his actions in the movie, that is what we describe as Rambo. So Rambo style is something. I don't see Rambo style here, but I think it depends on how they tend to handle some of these political. And Rodelyn was talking about who Chairman Wontumi is. Chairman Wontumi is a powerful individual in the MPP and also in Ashanti region. He is very powerful, and we know that if you are dealing with such a personality, you need to be also careful. You need to know how and put your things in order so that you don't create any kind of situation or to cause any kind of confusion. But where people are massing up at state institutions, especially the security agencies, and even courts, is normal in quotes in our political dispensation. You see that whoever on the other side, when there's a kind of appointment or engagement, you see people massing up. So I think maybe it depends. The security agencies need to know how to redefine some of these things to avoid these massing up of these supporters, because it has been reoccurring during the MPP time. You see the NDC and previous changes in government, four-time and Tamils, and you know. So I think that the security agencies and the investigative bodies should know how to manage so that we tend to improve, so that it will not be a recurring in a situation where I am one of those people that stands in. And even when Chairman Wontumi, the allegation that Chairman Wontumi was doing illegal mining, I was those that were suggesting that if they have any case, they should tend to prosecute that is Chairman Wontumi, and rather than trying to use the media. And I'm for those. So if he has some questions, I don't have any problem, because we are all in this country and we are not above the law. But let's see how we can improve on some of these agencies, how they can try to redefine and tend not to create more people for them to come to these state institutions. And, you know, these political thing, you know, in everything there's politics. And I believe that we can improve on our existing institutions, because once the president has the right to appoint people to these institutions, anything, even if it might be right, you see that people are trying to politicize it. And I think we also have to look at the state, that security state institutions and other investigative bodies, how these appointments can be done. I'm looking at improving our existing procedure, but in politics, I believe that it will be handled in a political way. The politicians will tend to politicize it, but everyone in this country need to be responsible and also need to be given the opportunity to have their own right to be respected. But if you go against the law, I think that we have some questions, and maybe you have to be sent to the court. But lastly, before I end, the illegal mine, the mining aspect, you know, I think that mining has been a key issue, as Rosalind was saying, and I think that we need to, it should not be seen as only Chairman Wontumi being prosecuted or being seen, because all the narrative is suggesting that it's a mining issue that is being tagged to Chairman Wontumi. And so I believe that anyone that is involved in some of these actions, in some of these activities, should also be pursued in that perspective, so that the political aspect will not be seen as is a political hunting about one individual on the other side. But if the government will try to ensure that anyone who goes to our forest reserve, anyone that flouts mining laws and environmental laws, need to also be prosecuted, as Chairman Wontumi is being handled.
Right. Now, Doc, you talk about the personality of Chairman Wontumi and how powerful he is, at least in the NPP's landscape. And you also mentioned that with that in mind, that things should be handled carefully. What then do you say about broader implications as far as inter-party trust is concerned? And do you have any concerns about political stability? We've seen the massing up of NPP supporters at Iyoko. Some of the pronouncements were told a naked demonstration could be coming any day now. Weigh in on that for me, please, Doc.
Well, Helen, you know, these are politics, and every party will want to take an advantage of every situation. And that is what I will urge the state apparatus to be cautious, so that it will not be like for example, Adenta Kumi, then you come to Wontumi, then the next day. You see, managing security and tension in the country, you need to be very, very careful. We know that some people are listed to be investigated, but we need to have the nation in mind in terms of the security and tension. Because if the MPP see it as a consistent plan, they might react or respond in a way, maybe of which the security can manage it. But it also gives the other aspect of how President Mahama governance will be seen. You know, so I think that anyone that has been listed for investigations, they have to look at timing. They have to look at how they will get these people involved in questioning, and they need to manage it. Because for me, I think for an information that I've gotten there, we have a lot of people that need to be caught up for investigations. So they have to manage these kind of investigations. If not, the MPP will see as a trend of trying to intimidate them. They will see it as a way of trying to lower the party. Because yesterday, what I learned about the interview, that was one of the leading members, that they will not be intimidated by these the NDC, you know, even though it's a state institution. So there need to be some caution and know how to manage these kind of invitations, so that it will not create much tension from the MPP to use it as an advantage for the side.
Absolutely, Doc. Thank you so much for that. I'll come back in studio and also then get final thoughts on this particular matter from Nanaya, and then also from Rhodalin, and in particular weighing in on that last part, Nanaya, of what Doc had to say, that we've seen a number of arrests and invitations. He is saying that it should be handled in a certain manner to not give fodder to this kind of narrative, or to feed the narrative that there is some persecution ongoing. Are you completely happy?
Where was Doctor in 2017?
Why do you ask that?
Did he tell MPP the things they did to Ghanaians? I always use anti-Rhodalin myself, others who were not politicians. Where was he? How would anybody see His Excellency Mahama's government when the security agencies are doing their job? When it's His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, you will see him in a bad light. But when it's His Excellency Nanado and others, you don't see it in a bad light. I don't agree with Doc. What they are doing will not create any instability. You see, these are a bunch of irresponsible opposition members and miserable.
Nana, let me ask a question,
Ask
please.
me.
I want to find out, do you say that there is no merit to the conversation, that things can be handled maybe a little bit delicately? Would you say that you are completely comfortable?
Who asked them to go there? You see, they are even lucky that they were not dispersed. But that is a security zone. You cannot huddle and bundle yourself to a security zone and misbehave. The arena of the Yoko, the arena of the BNI, the arena of the CID is a security zone. So if you infringe and you breach and you go there, you can be handled anyhow. They are even allowed to do what they want. I told you earlier that in 2017, 18, 19, when you were arrested, nobody could come close. Do you get me? So I do not know what Doc is saying. It's going. You see, I hear people say if His Excellency Mahama is not careful, he's going to put a dent in his governance. What dent? What dent? When it comes to him, dear, if people are being asked to be accountable, to put a dent. But when people were victimized to the extent that even civil servants were sacked from their jobs, civil servants who were not politicians, it's never happened. Independent institutions, state institutions were touched, and heads of such institutions were removed. Nobody opened their mouth. Where was Dr. Friye? That to put a dent in the government of the NPP. Let me tell you something. People are keen the situation, what is going on, so that there's a possibility of a coup d'etat because of what is happening in Burkina. What is happening in Burkina is an issue of assimilation and subjugation. It's got nothing to do with whether the president did well or not. It is about France. We should have it very clear. It is about France and the Francophone countries. And they are hailing the young man because he has been able to extricate Burkina Faso from France. And that now they are controlling their own budget and all that. That is the issue. The Francophone issue is not about the fact that people are not interested in democracy and they've lost faith. No. We have to look at the basis of what is going on there. It is the relationship between France and the Francophones, where most of their resources, their money, their budget is even read and done by France. And a certain portion is brought to them. That is what is happening. Neo-colonialism has been broken in Burkina Faso. And the citizens are happy. Helen, we are overcooked. No, because you see, democracy has thrived in this country. And that is what we saw in 2024. That we went out to vote and vote the MPP out. That is democracy. We have patience. We know that if you misbehave in 4 years, we have the capacity to use our thumb to get you out. These irresponsible actions by the opposition is not going to bring Ghana down. Anybody who hopes in their heart that there's going to be some chaos, it will not happen. Why not? Because you see, these people, that is what they do. They did it to Kwame Nkrumah. They want to do it to His Excellency Mahama, but it will not work. It will not work. Because security areas like this, sometimes when you go there, the place is cordoned and barricaded, you can't even enter. You have gone to create confusion at the premises of a security agency. You have broken the law. By even going there to do the things that they went to do, you have broken the law already. You cannot enter the FBI, the premises of the FBI in the US. You cannot. You cannot enter the premises of the CIA, not even say to loiter around, to do tourism. You actually went into the yard and started mentioning, that is a security breach, to even mention the name of the head of the place. That person should be protected. And now what are they saying? That because they have to answer questions, there will be a dent in the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. What dent? No, I'm asking, what dent? What we want in this country is bread and butter and shelter. Do you get me? We want our currency to be strong so that when we do business, we will be able to get the dividend that is due to us. Me, I'm a business person, but now I have, because code of conduct has caught me. So I have just, all my interests in my businesses are off. But I am saying that what the businessman wants out there is for us to do or make money.
That's right.
If you go and take your goods and you come, a pen, you take it at maybe 2 cedis, you want to maybe sell it at 2 cedis, 20 pesos. At the time you finish selling, that was in another time, by the time you finish selling, everything is eroded. You need to add more money to get the same amount of goods that you went for. Now, gradually, this nation is taking shape. Are you saying that when people are wrong, they should not be, not even punished, though, they should not be asked to be accountable? It is key. Everybody in this nation has to be accountable. And so I do not understand the noises. They should rather use the opposition productively to look at the mess in their party and deal with the mess in their party. But we promise them whoever has taken Ghana's money, we will take it back. Because that money is for you, I, and Auntie Rodelin. It's for Ghana, it's for our young ones. It is for those of us who are growing up, the youth. So if anybody has taken a penny that does not belong to them, if you do your business and you get your profits and you get your deals, nobody cares. But if you have engaged in any illegality or stolen any money, that is for us. That is what we are asking for. Just give it back to us.
Nanaya, thank you for that. Rodelin, I'll end with you on this matter. Is ours a politics of equalization? Is that what you're seeing? Or do you agree with Nanaya that the citizenry is enjoying some fiscal relief and they're looking at their businesses and their personal pockets and they just want the law to work?
I don't think it's equalization. I just think that we have a president who is a very nice person, I must say. Because sometimes when you hear the utterances that come from certain quarters, you ask yourself if it would have been the same story, assuming it was John Rawlings who was in power. For those people who think that they would go out there, foment trouble, and wish for a coup d'etat or some form of chaos, well, I'm sorry to disappoint them. Because you see, a coup d'etat has two edges. It depends who is doing the coup and for what reason. The reasons that we are having all these people coming out and trying to make trouble is because they do not want accountability. And why would somebody want a coup when the person knows that the government of the day is trying to get accountability? If there was ever going to be a coup, it should have happened before the handing over to John Mahama. That would have been a coup to protect illegal gains. But in this situation, here is a government that is fighting corruption, that is asking for accountability. The next person that is going to come who thinks that I'm making a coup will only come when that person believes, or when that group believes that the government of the day is not doing the right thing, it's not going according to how it should in order to collect back all the ill-gotten gains. So a coup d'etat is not going to be the solution. In fact, they would run, the opposition would run away and leave their sandals behind if there is a coup d'etat today. Because no Ghana Armed Forces soldier who has sworn to protect this country, even at the peril of their lives, will come in and protect corrupt elements or promote corrupt elements. They are going to come in and even be more drastic, harder on them to be able to collect whatever they have stolen or they have hidden or they whatever. You understand? So the question of coups is out. They should wipe it out of their thinking completely. And if you create a problem where there's a state of emergency, you are the losing end. You're no longer in power. And you must know that you will be at the losing end. Operation Recover All Loot is what is working. Before elections, we all knew of it. We all believed. And I think majority of us probably voted for it. So if today Wontumi is being put before the courts or is being interrogated, and if there are many more that are going to be interrogated, so be it. We will only start saying maybe it's not fair if at the end of the day someone sits back and says it's all MPP, no NDC. But I can promise people that as we go along, maybe there'll be some NDC elements in there as well through business connections. You understand? Probably their party was not in power, but they had business dealings with people whose government was in power. So they could also be mentioned. So let's not think that this is a witch hunt, on the MPP. It is something that is going to touch a lot of people. And it's okay for us as Ghanaians to start to believe in our courts, in the group that we have put together to collect back our monies that we think has been taken without due process. And then, at the end of it, we can all probably enjoy the resetting of a better Ghana. As it stands now, I think if you talk to people on the streets, they're happy at what is happening. And the surprising thing is that even members of the MPP, some were happy that Wontumi had been picked. I saw a clip where they were talking about roads that had been given to him in Ashanti region that he hadn't done.
This was being alleged.
This was being alleged, not by an NDC person, but by an MPP person. You even hear of one district, 1 million, or is it one constituency, $1
million, indeed.
And people from Ashanti region were complaining that they never got access to that. So even within his own party, people are not happy with him. So let us not look at Wontumi's case as witch hunting or trying to pull a good man down. No, let the law take its course. Let's see to it that at the end of the day, he himself will be happy with the outcome.
Absolutely, Rhodelyn, thank you so much for your thoughts on this matter. It's one that is ever evolving, and of course, right here on TV3, we keep you abreast on these issues. I'll read a few comments very quickly, and then we'll get on to our next topic. We're talking about CJ Torkonoo and the latest matters arising. So, Nanaya, do get ready. I'll come to you first on that one. Okay, a few of your comments coming here. Abdul Malik Adamu says, Wontumi is not above the law. He must be dealt with if he is found guilty. Okay, Victoria Selwyn says that the law is working. Is Wontumi more powerful than the law? A question mark being added on to that comment. A number of you very active this morning on the socials. Thank you so much for joining us. This one from Ernest Koji says, I have no doubt in my mind that these whole chaotic developments have been set as an agenda. He says the criminality or alleged criminality of the past was so brazen that accountability appears to be impeded. A lot more comments coming through as well. Okay, interesting. Elsie Senna says, these women have the cure. I don't know what cure it is that Rhodelyn and Nanaya have, but do tell us more. Selom Ahiakpo says, Iyoko, please increase the fire. Again, I'm not sure what fire you are referring to. Do keep the comments coming. I'll read one more. Seth Humble says the NPP is pained. John Dramani Mahama is doing the work. All right, and that's on our YouTube. More coming also from our Facebook. Do keep your comments coming. But now we can move on to our next subject matter. Now, the Supreme Court has unanimously dismissed the injunction application filed by Chief Justice Gertrude Torkonoo. The Apex Court ruled on Wednesday, May 28th, that there was no merit in the application. Justice Torkonoo on May 26 filed the affidavit in support of an interlocutory injunction against the committee probing 3 petitions for her removal. I'm sure you've all followed along with this. Well, in the affidavit, she claimed, amongst others, that her rights are being abused by the members of the committee. She cited some issues concerning being searched, talking about a violation of her dignity. She also mentions that she's been subjected to inhuman and degrading treatment. She says the kind not even meted out to persons on trial for treason and other offenses against the state. There are issues about not being able to access her laptop and so on and so forth. Well, in his objection filed on May 27, signed by the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Sremsai, Dr. Aine requested the Supreme Court to strike out the applicant's supplementary affidavit dated May 26 in support of the motion on notice. So that's the latest there. It's been struck out unanimously, and the proceedings, we know, are ongoing. Nanaya, this issue has traveled quite the distance.
It's just wasting our time. That woman is just wasting our time. I'm telling you, all these things that she's talking about.
She says
who has mistreated her?
Violation of her rights.
What's the violation? If you are searched.
Inhuman.
You should describe that to us. What did they do that was inhuman? That they are holding the session at the castle and the place is intimidating. As if is there a ghost there? Who is intimidating her? No, maybe there's a ghost sitting there that is intimidating, because I don't understand why you should say that the castle is intimidating. You have to go before a committee of inquiry. I don't know how, if that is right. Do you get me? A committee.
Indeed.
To investigate petitions against you. Why are you wasting our time? If she had succumbed to the committee, by now we would be halfway. He's just doing this to interrupt the whole process.
What is the motivation for that?
That is what they are doing. You see, me, I am surprised today. Gertrude Torkonoo is now showing us that she's MPP, because everything that she's doing is the way the MPP behaves. Yes, look at what they are doing at Yoko, always interrupting the process.
Nanaya, you're drawing parallels between what's happening there.
But because she's using the course to interrupt the process, they are using violence to interrupt the process. Why is she wasting her time? She's as if she's some pampered baby who wants to be treated like I don't even know the way. Maybe if I said it in Chi to make more sense, it's me any day.
Nanaya.
Of course. Because why all this? This is woefully unnecessary. Why the backwards and the forwards, the backwards and the forwards? And there's a petition against you, go and answer to she's running away. So I never knew that this bunch of people were cowards like this.
Nanaya, that's scathing, is it not?
It is not scathing, it is the truth. People went before committees of inquiry. Is it the first time? Go and read what the Jaggi Commission did. After the 1966 coup, go and read. Do you get me? People have gone before commissions and committees to answer questions. Go. Because we are not allowed to take your laptop. That is a violation of your human rights.
She talks about some moral support
not coming,
being allowed to come in, the daughter as well.
When I went to BNI, there was no moral support too.
Just you?
Just me. At Champim Jantwa, there was no moral support. I used my panty to clean myself. Yes. So she shouldn't bring herself. You are looking at me. So please, don't let us go there. What is she talking about? Was she not in this country? You say you've pulled back. Yes. So she should not. You are okay, well dressed. You are sitting with people. You don't have any problem. Because of laptop and
she's citing unfairness. She says that for those who have brought a case against her, they've been able to, fetch their laptops or get any supplementary. She hasn't been afforded that same.
So you do it decently. You write a petition to the committee. You don't go to court. Say that for ABCD, maybe my counsel needs to refer and all that. That is called Rambo style, not what is happening with the arrest. What Justice Torkonoo is doing is Rambo style. She wants to push her way around. She wants to, as she always does. So now she's feeling unanimous 7, right? She's feeling the unanimous FC. She knows what it is. But the point is that I don't know. Your husband should be there. Is your husband on trial?
Moral support.
Is she going to answer questions? Is he going to answer questions? What kind of moral support? Is anybody going to kill her? Is the place a castle? A seat of government. You are in seat of government. You are being interrogated in seat of government. They didn't put you in some dingy, dark place that you will sit on a metal chair. That when you even enter the place, it is intimidating. You are in seat of government. I believe it's some fine room that she's sitting there. Doesn't she know that if it's at the court, it's a conflict of interest? You are a justice of the Supreme Court. Context and venue is key. You want to be interrogated at the court's premises. Is it written in the Constitution that the committee should convene at the court? If it is in the Constitution, that's a different matter. But if it is her wish, she does not decide where the committee should sit. Justice Torkonoo does not decide where the committee should sit to interrogate her. I think it is time that she stopped all the rigmarole and all the tricks.
In fact, Nanaya, because you bring up the Constitution,
yes,
one of the reliefs initially that the CJ wanted to seek was that the in-camera hearing or process be set aside so that Ghanaians can look at what is happening or be privy to what is happening. Of course, it's in the Constitution. It's not a waiverable right, and that has been dealt with. But what were your thoughts on that? Do you think there's any merit to having the general public
then she should set the whole
actually
aside.
Be a part of the process?
I am saying that she should set the whole Constitution aside. There's a provision in the Constitution that says ABCD. Everybody wish that we should all watch and see what's going on.
You think it will? Do you think it will help?
It won't help anything. I'm saying that why is everybody trying to make it help? What is going on? Is anybody killing her? Is she facing the gallows? We are making it as if that she's facing some demons who are going to, swallow her up. These are very reasonable human beings. A professor, a justice of the Supreme Court, and others. Do you understand me? They are not going to eat her up. They said ABCD has been said against you. Come and answer. Why are you running away? Why all the MPP people, they are running away? Why? They are behaving like nobody told running away. But why are they running away, Helen? Everybody face the music. This is what it is. Then they'll make excuses. Helen, why are they running away? Chief Justice, the whole Chief Justice of Ghana, you should be bold enough to stand. No matter what it is. So granted, is this how she was going to behave? If, for instance, the president wasn't there, the vice speaker wasn't there, and we asked her to be in charge, she'll be running away in the face of anything that to her is problematic. She should be bold. They should show courage. You see, the thing that they say is a deviation from their behavior. This same woman said that no matter, and she made her face some way, no matter, didn't she? Haven't seen her pictures. She said that no matter the noises you make, the law is the law. So now she's making noises. And no matter the noises she makes, the law is the law. All the noises she's making, going backwards and forth, wasting everybody's time, wasting taxpayers' money.
Nanaya, duly noted.
Do you get me?
Duly
so
noted.
the law is the law, and we are going according to the tenets of the constitution, the supreme law of the land. Is there anything? I mean, I don't understand. So that the constitution says that the husband should be in the room when she's being interrogated.
She cites issues of moral.
I said, is it in the constitution?
Nanaya, thank you for
no,
that.
No, I want Ellen.
Nanaya, it's not in the constitution.
Ellen.
Rodelyn, I'm coming to you next. Nanaya says that this is time wasting. The process has to go on. She says nobody is going to harm the CJ. She should go through the process. The twists and turns, they've been plentiful up until this point. Rodelyn, what say you?
Well, no one can make law for what is unlawful in the Constitution.
So you agree, the law
is the law. And when we say in camera, nowhere in the Constitution did it say you can bring your husband and your daughter. It's just you. You understand? So you can't undo that law that is entrenched in our Constitution. I think that the Chief Justice is just wasting time. And I think it's about time she sat back with her family and her friends and, looked at the issues once again and see whether she has a chance at all. You start off with all manner of suits. The first one, you got 3-2 against you. Then you came to 4-1 against you.
Indeed.
The final one is now unanimous 5. I think she has not done her calculations very well. She would have known by now, or she should know by now, that she has no chance. This committee is going to sit, they're going to probe, and at the end of the day, they will bring out a judgment. That is all that this country is waiting for. If she's found not guilty, hooray, she goes back to being who she was before.
Is that even possible?
Chief Justice.
Given what has transpired so far?
Well, I am not a member of the committee, but ordinary as I am, doing a bit of research and thinking, I don't see it being possible for her to come back as Chief Justice. We have 13 members. And out of that, we've seen so far 8 people. We had 3 and 2, we had 4 and 1. And then you look at the whole permutations, you realize that out of that, 5, the 13, 5 will not be able to sit for various reasons. 1 is not well. She herself cannot sit. 2 are already on the bench. That's Kwamang and the other one. And the other one, and one has reclused herself because they were quite close. Right from the onset, we were told that she had reclused herself. So that leaves 8. And of the 8, you realize that when you look at the whole listing and the way things have gone and the names that are dropping, you can see that she has no chance. And I'll ask her, if at the end of the day, she even goes back to being Chief Justice, will she be able to work with her colleagues? You understand? So if I were her, I would leave. I would actually ask to resign. I read somewhere that she has lost the opportunity to resign since it has gone on.
Indeed.
So now she will have to appeal to the president and maybe the other people, I don't know, to be given the opportunity if she so wishes to resign. But I would have expected her to take that course, to ask that, it's okay, let me just go. Because you see, at the end of the day, she's not just anyone. She has been Chief Justice for quite a number of years.
Indeed.
She is someone that is respected in her church, in her society, in the community at large. We do not want a situation where people will now start to look at her in a negative light.
Is that too late?
Right now, it's getting too late. If she continues, it will be too late. But she still has an opportunity to at least clear her desk, leave quietly without anyone holding anything against her. But if she doesn't, and she wants to continue, then she should be in for a rather very dirty hole. As to her saying that they infringed on her rights and took her word and what. You see, right from the onset, trust was broken when certain things came into the media that were not expected to have come into the media. So I'm sure based on those kinds of things, so many things must have
Are you referring
informed.
to some of the petitions were told that had leaked?
Yes, had leaked and stuff like that. So I am sure they were just being cautious because this was supposed to be a secret meeting in camera. None of it should go out there. How sure were they going to be that if you have your laptop and your phone and you have other people in there, this thing wasn't going to be held out there again like a media event? So I think that our Chief Justice should just call it a day. And in the first instance, all the reliefs that she wanted, one of them should have gone to the High Court, not to the Supreme Court. Article 33 talks about High Court when you're talking about your human rights and your whatever.
Okay.
It's not the Supreme Court. I'm not a lawyer, but I read it. You understand? And we are all trying to read through the Constitution now to at least guide us in our utterances and everything. So when you hear MPs trying to, I heard Honorable Patricia Epiaje talking about NDC packing the courts with its judges and stuff. And I ask myself, really, of all the, how many Supreme Court judges that we have, Nana Addo alone has taken almost the whole lot, but for about 3. So are you trying to tell us that at the time you were getting 7050, your party was packing the courts with your members? We should stop doing those kinds of things. As leaders, you know, we shouldn't be trying to create that problem. Let the foot soldiers say those things, but not a leader. You get me? Your leader shouldn't do that. And coming out to say that there was, we were threatening judicial independence. We lost that long ago. Yes, we lost judicial independence when a former president was nominating card-bearing members of his political party into the Supreme Court against everybody else speaking that it was not right. It so happened. So that independence was lost long before. You understand? And then matters that came before her lordship, the Chief Justice, it also opened up this idea that, are you also a card-bearing member of the MPP? We saw what happened when the swift manner that Afenyomakin sent a petition, and then within some few hours, everything was dealt with. A panel was empaneled, and then everything was dealt with. And then that had to do with the speaker, the minority-majority issue. And all these things happened. But we've gone past that. We are trying to build, let's say, a neutral front for our judiciary. So let's not have leaders come out now to say all manner of things that would derail that process. So my take on the Chief Justice is that she should throw in the towel now and save all of us, the trouble of always wanting to know what next.
All right, Rhodalyn, thank you so much for your thoughts. We can park it here today on The Big Issue. Let me read out just a few comments coming from our Facebook page. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. And this one coming through. Okay, a lot of you very passionate this morning. I have to redact some of your comments. Justice Amuzu says, I love the submissions of the 2 women this morning. Great submissions. Okay, a number of you wanted me to read the Facebook comments. Phil K. Sell says, if it was another person sitting before her committee, the judgments would have been passed a long time ago. The committee decided, and also, okay, I'm not understanding some of these comments too well, but I do still have Dr. Samuel Efriye on Zoom. Doc, I'll give you just 1 minute to wrap up as well for us. Give me your thoughts on the latest developments, and then we can park it here for Big Issue. All right,
Helen, I think CJ I would say that maybe he wants to frustrate the system in a way to by trying to use the other options to talk about her rights and other things. And I think the strategy that she is using, I will urge the committee to have a good relations in terms of that is how to deal with her in a way that she might not use any other issue to make the committee to be seen as not credible. That is what I've seen. So I will urge the chairman of the committee to be cautious so that the committee might not fall into the trap of the CG. So, and that is what I to add up to what our ladies been commenting about that. So that is what I would say.
Certainly, Doc. Thank you so much for keeping it concise. The ladies are grateful. We're also grateful for your time this morning. Let me say a very big thank you to Nanaya. Yes, you can, Nanaya.
But are you telling me that she's suspended, but she's still holding her privileges?
Which privilege are you referring to?
I saw a policeman following her in her vehicle as well. Maybe it's a personal vehicle.
Yeah, she still has her privileges.
Yes, you still have your privileges and you are still talking. Because if
suspension doesn't mean that she's been sacked.
Yes. So you still have your privilege. You are using it to enjoying it.
Thank you, Nanaya, for that. Nanaya Achimpim Jantwa is a presidential staffer. Let me also say a very big thank you to Rhodalyn Imoru Ayana, public interest advocate. We were also joined by Dr. Samuel Efri, a political analyst.
Don't forget that I'm a former general secretary of CPP.
And a former general secretary of the CPP. I will not forget that, like Convention People's Party. Yes. How's the CPP doing these days?
We are doing good. We are going to lift it up very soon, all of us.
CPP said electric shock, electric shock.
You know, so many things now. We are going to lift it up and make
Rhodalyn, you're also...
I was the second national vice chairperson.
Second national vice
chairperson. Yes. Deputy leader.
Okay, one day we have to talk extensively about the CPP. The young people want to know the traditions, the roots, and how they get involved. Yeah. We can park that for a later date, but thank you so much. This is still New Day. We're still cashing out *439#. Don't go too far. We will be right back.